You just changed your engine oil. So your engine is safe now, right? Wrong. Some of the most expensive engine damage doesn't happen before an oil change, it happens right after. From mixing the wrong grades to overfilling just a little extra, these small mistakes silently destroy engines. Today, we're breaking down the biggest post-oil change mistakes, and these are the ones that cost people thousands. Mistake number 10. Mixing different oil brands or grades. You used 5W30 full synthetic last time, but right now, all you've got is a leftover quart of 10W40 conventional sitting on the shelf. You start to think, oil is oil, right? Well, you are wrong. Every oil brand has its own additive package. Detergents, anti-wear agents, friction modifiers. Those additives are designed to work together within that one formula. Mix two different brands or viscosities, and those packages can clash. You end up with oil that cleans less effectively, breaks down faster under heat, or loses film strength when your engine needs it most. Mix a 5W20 with a 10W40, and you've created a random viscosity blend your engine was never designed for. In cold starts, it won't flow fast enough. In high heat, it may thin out too soon. Either way, you're getting inconsistent lubrication, and inconsistent lubrication means accelerated wear. If you're ever caught in a pinch and you absolutely have to add oil, at least match the viscosity and the type. Synthetic with synthetic, conventional with conventional. But the moment you can, drain it and start fresh with one consistent, high-quality oil. Your engine doesn't reward shortcuts, it just quietly punishes them over time. Mistake number 9. Forgetting to replace the oil filter. Here's what that filter looks like on the inside after 5,000 miles. Carbon buildup, metal flakes from normal engine wear, sludge. Once that filter is full, it stops trapping anything. The bypass valve opens up, and now all that contaminated oil is flowing straight through your engine, past your bearings, through your galleries, across your cam lobes. Manufacturer specs are clear on this. Replace the filter every single oil change, not just when it looks bad from the outside. Modern engines run tight tolerances. A half-clogged filter throws off oil pressure at startup, and slow lubrication on a cold start is one of the most damaging things that can happen to an engine. Here's a trick. After every oil change, grab a paint marker and write the date and mileage right on the new filter. And if you ever need to prove it was changed, there it is. Because if that old filter is still there after a fresh oil fill, your new oil is already dirty. And dirty oil from day one leads straight to the next mistake. Mistake number 8. Installing the oil filter wrong. Three things people get wrong on the filter install, and one of them can result in a slow leak, a pressure drop, or a full oil dump at highway speed. First, over-tightening. I see this constantly. People crank that filter as hard as they can, thinking more torque means a better seal. What actually happens is the rubber gasket gets crushed. It warps. It tears just enough to allow a slow seep. And the next time you try to remove it, you're fighting it with a strap wrench. So once the gasket makes contact with the seating surface, give it 3/4 of a turn by hand. That's it. Done. Second, not priming the filter. On filters mounted upright, pour a small amount of fresh oil inside before installation. Spin it gently to saturate the media. That gives the oil pump something to pull immediately on startup instead of pushing air through a dry filter for the first few seconds. Those first seconds on a cold, dry filter, that's when bearings wear the most. Third, the double gasket. This is the sneaky one. The old rubber gasket sometimes sticks to the engine block when you remove the old filter. You install the new one without checking, and now there are two gaskets stacked. The seal fails under pressure. Oil hits the pavement. Before every new filter goes on, run a clean finger around that seating surface. Feel for bare metal. Confirm it's clear. Miss any of those 3 steps, and you won't know until a puddle forms under your car. Or worse, you don't notice the puddle at all. Mistake number 7. Not tightening the drain plug properly. This one works both ways, and both ways are bad. If it's too loose, then vibration and heat cycles slowly back it out. First comes a wet spot on the driveway, then a slow drip. Then one morning, your oil pressure light flashes right before the engine grenades itself. If it's too tight, you strip the threads in the aluminum oil pan. That's a 4-figure repair on a lot of vehicles, all because someone muscled a drain plug. SAE guidelines put most standard drain plugs between 18 and 25 foot-pounds depending on the size. If you're using a 3/8-inch drive ratchet, choke up on the handle. You want snug, not brutal. And if your car uses a crush washer, replace it. Every time. It's a one-time seal. Reusing it is gambling with your oil level. Here's a trick. After you torque the plug and fill the oil, lay a clean, white paper towel directly under the drain plug and filter. Run the engine for a couple minutes. Shut it off. Let it sit. Then check the towel. A single drop tells you everything you need to know. Never assume it's sealed just because your hand said it was tight. Confirm it. Mistake number 6. Not checking for leaks. You changed the oil, you tightened the plug, you installed the filter. You're done, right? Not yet. Leaks don't always announce themselves with puddles. Warm oil thins out. It finds paths that cold oil wouldn't. And it usually starts small, a slight shimmer around the filter base, a faint dampness on the drain plug, a slow creep along the pan seam. Here's the process. After you fill the engine and start it up, let it idle for 1 to 2 minutes. Grab a flashlight and get under there. Check the filter first. The seam should be completely dry. Then wipe the drain plug with a clean rag. Wait 10 seconds. Look again. If there's moisture, even faint moisture, that's a leak starting. Here's a trick for you. Lay a clean paper towel under the engine before you close up the garage for the night. Check it in the morning. Any spots tell you there's still a problem before you've driven a mile on it. A leak today is a seized engine tomorrow. You've already done the hard work. Spend 2 more minutes confirming the job is actually done. Before we get into the next mistake, if you care about keeping your engine alive for the long run, hit that like button and subscribe. Alright, let's get back to it, because this next mistake, almost everyone does it. Mistake number 5. Ignoring the oil cap or dipstick placement. A loose or improperly seated oil cap lets oil mist escape under crankcase pressure. That mist coats your exhaust manifold. It smells like burning. It attracts dirt. And if the cap comes fully off while you're driving, well, you know. An unseated dipstick is quieter, but just as problematic. It allows air into the crankcase, throws off pressure readings, and can give you a false low oil reading, which then makes people overfill. Before you close the hood, do a quick 3-point check. Tap the oil cap until it clicks and feels secure. Tug the dipstick gently. It should resist. Then do one slow visual scan of the engine bay. Don't rush it. Close the hood only when you've confirmed both are seated. It takes 5 seconds, and those 5 seconds are cheaper than a new engine. Mistake number 4. Not checking other fluids while you're at it. You've got the hood open. The engine is right there. Take the extra minute. I tell every one of my clients, for whatever reason you open the hood, get in the habit of checking your fluids. It's that simple. Coolant first. Should sit between the min and max lines on the reservoir. Never open the cap on a hot engine. Brake fluid. If it's dark or below the line, it needs attention. Power steering fluid should be clear and at the proper mark. Take a look at your serpentine belt. Shiny, cracked, or fraying means it's close to failing. Peek at the air filter. If it's gray and packed, it's restricting airflow. And while you're there, check the battery terminals. White fuzz means corrosion, and corrosion kills your charging system quietly. None of this takes more than 2 minutes, but it can save you from a breakdown that has absolutely nothing to do with your oil. Mistake number 3. Not letting the engine idle after filling. Don't pour in the oil, slam the hood, and go. That's not how this works. When you first start the engine after an oil change, the pump needs time. It has to push that fresh oil through every passage, fill the new filter, prime the system, and build pressure. If you drive off immediately, the top of your engine, then the cam, the lifters, the valve train, all runs partially dry during those first moments. That's when most wear happens. Not from 100,000 miles of driving, from the first 30 seconds. Let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds. Watch the oil pressure light. It should extinguish within 1 to 2 seconds of startup. If it stays on longer than that, shut the engine off immediately and start checking. Something is wrong. Once that light goes out and the idle settles, you're cleared. Then shut it down, wait a minute, and pull the dipstick one more time. That's your true settled reading. Adjust if needed before you drive a single mile. Mistake number 2. Forgetting to inspect the old oil and filter. Most people drain the old oil, toss it in a container, and pitch the filter without a second look. That's leaving diagnostic information on the table. Your old oil tells a story. Dark and gritty means sludge is forming. Looks like chocolate milk? Coolant is mixing in. That's a blown head gasket or a cracked cooler. Metallic shimmer in the oil means metal particles from bearing wear. These are early warnings. Catch them here and the repair is manageable. Miss them and it's an engine replacement. Cut the old oil filter open if you can. A cheap filter cutter or even a hacksaw. Spread out the pleats. Look for shiny flakes or black chunks. Run a magnet through the drained oil or drag it along the filter pleats. Fine metal dust sticking to the magnet means bearing wear is beginning. Find it now. Deal with it before it becomes a knock. Mistake number 1. Forgetting to reset the oil life indicator. That light on your dashboard, the one that says oil change required or maintenance due, it doesn't reset itself. And it's not just a warning light you clear and forget. Your car's ECU uses that indicator to track mileage and time against oil degradation. When you reset it, you're telling the system that fresh oil is in and the clock restarts. Leave it unreset and the system's timeline is off. You'll either change your oil too early, wasting money, or too late, damaging your engine. Some people also panic when the light comes on right after an oil change. That's normal. The system recalculates once it detects fresh oil flow and pressure. Just reset it using your dashboard menu or your ignition sequence. Your owner's manual has the exact steps for your vehicle. It's the final handshake between you and your car's maintenance system. Don't skip it. So, which of these mistakes have you actually made? Be honest in the comments. And if this helped you today, hit subscribe. We cover real mechanical knowledge that actually protects your vehicle. Don't miss the next one.